The United Church's Mission and Service Fund supports groups and projects in the far north, and it helps lots of Inuit, Indigenous, and Métis people in various mission projects from coast to coast to coast in Canada. Your offerings to St. Andrew's United and to the United Church Mission and Service Fund help to fund and support these very important and life-giving projects. The following prayer was specifically written for National Indigenous Peoples Day 2020 by Shannon Neufeld, who identifies herself as a white settler, into which category I and probably most of you watching would also fall. This prayer is called Settler's Lament. Creator God, we come to you with humble hearts, so grateful for your creation, this place we are in. This land is full of your glory, this solstice day. Sunlight sparkles on fresh green leaves. Bees buzz as trees burst into bloom. Even as dew collects on dandelion leaves or raindrops gather in boiling thunderclouds, a morning sip of life-giving water deepens our gratitude for the life that teems across Turtle Island. O Creator, perfect host, your care and compassion were and are echoed in the generous hospitality of the original peoples, Indigenous peoples. But the reciprocal relationship of host and guest have been shattered, and the pain continues. For the death and destruction, we pour out our sorrow in lamentations. It is for the sins of our own hearts that we seek forgiveness. Cleanse us of the thoughts and emotions that keep those relationships from healing. Wash away the toxic entitlement, prejudiced assumptions, defensive disinterest. O Creator, faithful guide, show us the path towards right relations. Shape not only our words and deeds, but even more our reactions and thoughts. Open our hearts to the wonder, the beauty, the gifts of the person next to us, the protester on the news, the culture so very different from our own. Expose our racism. Root out our deep-seated fear of change, that we may be healed within, even as we try to be part of the healing of your world. Amen. Five years ago, I traveled to Ottawa on a bus with a group of people, young people from the church and some other church leaders, to Ottawa to bear witness to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's final report as it was presented. Their recommendations included 94 calls to action for Canadians from coast to coast to coast to help try and restore some of the broken relationships between settlers such as you and I and our Indigenous First Nations peoples. Most of these calls to action are centered around education and awareness, things that we can learn in schools, in churches, and in our history books, in the daily news. Indigenous-themed services of worship, such as what we've had today, are baby steps in trying to fulfill these calls to action. And there's going to be brokenness for generations to come, but this is a start. There's a great need for healing, for forgiveness, and for grace. But thankfully, these are the hallmarks of the God whom we worship, the Christ who we follow, and the Spirit who we trust. Please scroll down to watch the next short 3-minute video, which is from Justice Murray Sinclair, who headed up that Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And he speaks about what reconciliation really means. Following that, there will be another short musical video, the Navajo Healing Song. And then after these two videos, please scroll down to join me again for our final benediction.